Video begins. Hey everyone, thanks for joining me today. Let's talk about Mark and Sarah. To everyone who knew them, they were the perfect couple. Married for 10 years, they had built a life that seemed unshakable, a fortress of love and shared dreams. Mark adored Sarah. He saw her as the anchor of his world, the person who completed him in every way. Their marriage, he believed, was a masterpiece they had crafted together, resilient and unbreakable. He often marveled at their luck, feeling like the happiest man alive. But as we all know, sometimes the things we believe in the most are the most fragile. A storm was brewing just beneath the surface of their seemingly perfect life, and Mark was about to walk right into its devastating path, completely unaware that the foundation of his world was about to crack. It all started subtly, with small, almost unnoticeable changes. Sarah, who was usually an open book, started becoming more private with her phone. It was always face down on the table or clutched in her hand. When Mark would walk into a room, she'd quickly switch apps or end a call with a hurried, "I'll call you back." He'd ask who it was, and she'd brush it off with a vague answer. "Oh, just a work thing." Or, "It was just Lisa from yoga." At first, Mark didn't think much of it. They were busy, life was hectic. He trusted her completely. Why wouldn't he? But then the late nights at the office started. Sarah's job had always been demanding, but this was different. The excuses were becoming more frequent and less believable. "We're pushing for a huge deadline," she'd say, but the exhaustion on her face didn't look like work stress. It looked like a different kind of strain. The little pinpricks of doubt started to form in Mark's mind. He hated the feeling, pushing it away as paranoia. This was Sarah. His Sarah. He was being ridiculous. He tried to bring it up gently one evening. "You seem really stressed lately," he said. "Is everything okay at work?" Sarah just sighed, avoiding his eyes. "Everything's fine, Mark. Just busy." Her answer was a wall, and he didn't know how to get past it. The emotional distance between them grew wider each day. The easy laughter that used to fill their home was replaced by a tense silence. The comfortable intimacy they shared felt forced, distant. Mark felt like he was living with a stranger, a ghost of the woman he had married. He was losing her, and he had no idea why. He just knew something was terribly, terribly wrong. The breaking point came on their anniversary. Mark had planned a surprise romantic dinner at the restaurant where he had proposed. He'd spent the day preparing, filled with a nervous hope that this gesture would bridge the growing gap between them, that it would remind them of the love that started it all. He sent her a text in the afternoon. "Be ready by 7 tonight. I have a surprise for you. Love you." He waited, but there was no reply. As 7 o'clock came and went, a cold dread began to settle in his stomach. He called her phone, but it went straight to voicemail. He called again, and again. Nothing. By 9 p.m., panic had fully set in. He drove to her office, his heart pounding against his ribs. The parking lot was empty, the building dark. She wasn't there. Where could she be? He drove home, his mind racing through 1,000 terrifying possibilities. As he pulled into the driveway, he saw a car he didn't recognize parked a few houses down. He didn't think much of it until he saw the silhouette of a man get out and walk toward his own front door. And then the door opened. It was Sarah. She was kissing the man, a long, lingering kiss under the porch light. The world tilted on its axis. Mark felt the air leave his lungs, his vision blurring at the edges. He couldn't breathe, couldn't move. He was paralyzed, watching the single most devastating moment of his life unfold like a scene from a nightmare. The fortress he had built, the unbreakable marriage he cherished, had just been reduced to rubble. The man left, and Sarah went inside, completely unaware that Mark had seen everything. He sat in his car for what felt like an eternity. The image burned into his brain. He finally stumbled out of the car and walked into the house. Sarah was in the kitchen, pouring a glass of water. She looked up, a flicker of surprise on her face. "Oh, you're home. I'm so sorry. My phone died and I got held up." The lie was so effortless, so casual it was like a physical blow. All the pieces clicked into place. The secret calls, the late nights, the distance. It wasn't paranoia. It was real. "Who was he, Sarah?" Mark's voice was barely a whisper, hoarse with a pain so deep it felt like it was tearing him apart from the inside. The color drained from her face. The confession that followed was a blur of tears and excuses, words that meant nothing. "It didn't mean anything," she cried. "I was lonely." But the damage was done. The trust, the very soul of their relationship, was gone. Mark looked at the woman in front of him and didn't recognize her anymore. He saw a stranger who had systematically dismantled the life they had built. The pain was immense, but through it, a strange clarity emerged. The marriage he thought was unbreakable was a lie, and sometimes the only way to move forward is to let the broken pieces go. Rebuilding from the ashes of betrayal is a long and painful journey, one that requires immense courage. But for Mark, it was a journey he knew he had to take, not to find what he had lost, but to rediscover himself. This story is a painful reminder that even the strongest-looking foundations can have hidden cracks. Betrayal can shatter a person's world, and the journey to healing is incredibly difficult. If you're going through something similar, please know that you are not alone, and it's okay to seek support. Talking to friends, family, or a professional therapist can make a world of difference. Your feelings are valid, and taking the first step to heal is a sign of incredible strength. You deserve to find peace and happiness again. Thank you so much for listening and being a part of this community. If this story resonated with you, please consider hitting that like button and subscribing for more content. Your support means the world to me. Take care, and I'll see you in the next video.